Hi, this is video number 26 of from my set of 31 videos. I'm sharing about how to use a glucose meter as your fuel gauge. And it's kind of late at night for me. Normally I'd be winding down and it's 8:25. I'd be getting ready to go to bed in about 5 more minutes. But I'm in the kitchen doing some baking at the end of the day because I'm participating in something that I'll explain in a minute. But I'm baking these muffins that you can see up on the screen, and I'll share the recipe with you. These muffins are Trim Healthy Mama muffins, and they are low fat, so that they are in the e-fuel category, and they're called the chocolate banana muffins. And so I took the muffins out and I had extra batter, so that's in the oven right now in an 8x8 baking as a snack cake. So we'll see how that bakes up that way. This is the first time I've done that. I made a double batch of these muffins and the recipe will be linked in the description box. I'm baking them because they are on tomorrow's menu as part of a 1-week free Trim Healthy Mama coaching challenge or coaching experience that I get to participate in for free this coming week. There's a lady that I have shared about before in my videos, KJ York. She's in Maine and she is a Trim Healthy Mama coach. And right now she is doing a free coaching experience for those who happen to catch the opportunity and signed up for it. So it's too late for you to sign up now. I suppose that's like rude that I'm telling you that you can't sign up, but anyway, I'm going to experience KJ's coaching for a week, and then I'll know better about whether I would point people to her. I definitely like sharing her videos. She does daily cooking videos on YouTube, whether or not you're one of her coaching clients. And I've enjoyed watching her videos. She's inspired me on some things. And she is the one that made a cookbook using the Trim Healthy Mama No Carb Easy bread mix that I have shared on my videos. And that No Carb Easy bread mix is a useful tool for those who are gluten-free, and also it's not heavy in calories because it's not made with almond flour or the heavy calorie flours, and it's low in carbs because it's not made with things like rice flour. So there was a lady that I found a homemade mix for that is a copycat basically, and I've shared that, and I'll put it in this description box. Her name is Laura Sloat, and she's on YouTube, so I can connect her YouTube video where she shared her duplicate or homemade version of the No Carb Easy bread mix, and I can put a link to KJ's cookbook, points you to her cookbook that uses that No Carb Easy bread mix, and that would be a way for you to make some baked goods if you want, that you can use some healthy non-sugar sweeteners. I happen to use allulose. Anyway, I'm waiting on those baked goods to be done because then I can go to bed, and I'll be using them tomorrow as part of this Wholly Healthy with KJ free group coaching experience, March 20 through 24, 2023. I'm looking forward to this because I'm still very much attached to Trim Healthy Mama, even though I also am attached to data-driven fasting. I use my glucose meter as a way to time my meals, my Trim Healthy Mama kind of foods. I don't totally do Trim Healthy Mama 100% of the time, but it definitely plays a huge part in it does play a huge part in my life. But back to today's video topic. This is the tail end of a 30-day challenge that I'm doing with data-driven fasting. And today, it's day 25 of the 30 days. And the topic is using your blood glucose to guide your meal choices. So that is up on the screen. And it's about metabolic flexibility. So I was watching the replay of the data-driven fasting live Q&A that's part of this 30-day challenge for those who are in the paid part of the challenge, the $37 part. And it was the first time I realized my understanding of metabolic flexibility was not, didn't line up with what Marty was explaining metabolic flexibility was about. And I liked hearing his definition of metabolic flexibility, and it made much more sense to me. Though what I did understand about it before also makes sense. So I'll explain the two differences. Until I watched that live, number 4, for our 30-day challenge, I thought metabolic flexibility meant it was easy for me after a time of using a glucose meter and practicing intermittent fasting, which I also do with my Trim Healthy Mama life. I thought it was easy for me to go back and forth between either burning fats or burning carbs, that my body wasn't stuck just burning carbs, and that when I went through the carb fuel, that my body easily switched over to burning fats. But in yesterday's live, in the replay that I listened of Data-Driven Fasting Live Q&A number 4 for this February 25th to March 26th 30-day challenge, Marty explained that metabolic flexibility was more tied in with, well, I'll put his fuel tank image up so you can see as I explain this. Just a second. So I'm going to look at these two images while you can see them up on the screen. That the secret to fat loss is being able to lower those fuel tanks down so that eventually your body is burning body fat. You're using your stored fuel that your body has taken in from previous meals. And that the metabolic flexibility part is that if you happen to eat a meal that is you've taken in more fuel than you need in that one meal, it doesn't mess with your glucose and keep it really high. It means that you have burned down your fuel tanks enough, like in the right-hand part of the slide, such that the glucose can be put away into storage and it's not staying stuck in your bloodstream because your fuel tanks are already overfilled, like in the left-hand side of the image where those fuel tanks are all, kind of above the pipeline. And so the metabolic flexibility means that you have enough room left in your fuel tanks that when you do take in a lot of fuel, your body can put it away and not have it just stuck in circulating in your blood system and causing harm to all those delicate little capillaries, like in your eyes and in your extremities, your toes and whatnot. So I don't know if I've explained that very well, but that's a new thought for me, this version of metabolic flexibility. Now I'm going to go back to today's topic and explain about what is in that article. So for those that are still learning how to use their glucose number, their hunger trigger, and waiting for it to come down, these are some of your strategies you can take. If your blood glucose is significantly above your trigger, then it's ideal to wait a little bit. If it's close to your trigger, you should focus on protein and nutrients with less energy from fats and carbs, because your fuel tanks are still kind of full, as indicated by your circulating glucose. But if you're super hungry, it's better to eat something now than wait too long and risk binging uncontrollably. The other thought here is, if your blood glucose remains above your trigger for an extended period of time, it may be better to eat one less meal today. But always, you can pay attention to your hunger, and you can prioritize protein, lean protein, and non-starchy veggies if you're hungry and you need to eat. Oh, and the last point in the on day 25 is, at the other extreme, if your blood sugars are way below your trigger, say like 7 points below your trigger, or you're about to do an intense workout, you may benefit from some fast digesting carbohydrates to bring your blood sugars back up into the normal range. Now, they should be healthy carbohydrates, so don't make them cheap sugars. If your glucose trigger tends to be high, you should avoid mixing carbs and fats in the same meal, unless you want to fuel or recover from a significant athletic endurance event. Okay, and then back to metabolic flexibility. As you start depleting excess glucose, you're lowering those fuel tanks and your fat stores, and you're making room to store new fuel, you will become metabolically flexible. And you will tolerate dietary fats or carbs better. So in that image of, I'm coming back to those two fuel tank scenarios. Metabolic flexibility means basically you have an increased capacity to store energy from food without it keeping your blood glucose high. I have another food image to share with you to give you some ideas of what you could focus on if you wanted to eat and not fill up those fuel storage tanks again, and that is focusing on proteins and fiber. The vegetables under the fiber column, those are nutrient dense vegetables with fiber, and that will help you manage your glucose values better. So I think that covers it for today. For this video number 26, that is for day 25 of the 30-day data-driven fasting challenge. I am not going to make this mistake again. I'm not going to have 31 videos for 30 days. I'm going to figure something else out if I do another set of videos, as I try to help people feel more comfortable with these challenges that are new to them. I had a lady very kindly reach out to me today and let me know she was watching my set of videos from last year, from July 22, when I did a set of 30 videos. And she was telling me that it did help her, so that made me feel good. But I reflect on that set of videos versus this set of videos, and I see ways I could probably improve either one. So maybe someday there'll be a third set, and third time will be the charm. I don't know. Anyway, this is the end of today's video. Thank you for watching.